Malachi, that's a great question from Milton Broom. He said, greetings, Torley. In your opinion, what is the advantage of Second Life over real life for people with autism and Asperger's? Well, one of the great benefits for me has been a lack of really feeling uncomfortable in social spaces. Because by going up to someone, and I know this works, this is another one of those dual edge things, because you don't perceive some senses, you don't get all the emotional bandwidth. But in lack of that, sometimes it's less threatening. Also, there's definitely not the fear of physical violence. Unfortunately, I know some friends I've had with Asperger's have had to contend with that. I've had to contend with that as a kid. Second Life, of course, will also allow you to really focus on your passionate interests and even obsessions. As I call them, glad addictions. Because what you can do is really go all out with something like watermelons, or in my, other things I've done, textures, make hundreds of them, and should really share and really have a benefit and opportunity to share so much about yourself in a concentrated space without feeling that you're being stared at all the time. I know that not so much me as some other people with autism that I've known, but eye contact can be difficult. So I really understand where that's coming from as well. And I don't know quite about what's happening with TSL. I would love to know more. Perhaps I should hear from some of our Lindens who are working there. But nonetheless, outside of Second Life, there's communities that we can connect to. There's some I used to frequent a lot, not so much recently, like wrongplanet.net. Let me just type the URL for that, because it's a fantastic forum for people with Asperger's and autism. Thanks, Muse. Yeah, it's not part of Second Life, but sometimes people bring up Second Life there. Bonehead, I don't quite know that because I've never seen colors from someone else's vantage point, but I think that I just have a very keen grasp of dynamic range, meaning that I'm going to look for the edges. I'm going to look for the extremes, the brightest pinks and greens, or the greatest things you can do, the superlatives, as they were. So I would summarize that, but like I said, I don't have the color blindness some people have. I've just never seen colors from someone else's eyes. Mordecai Skaggs asked, let's see, he asked, have you found as you get more immersed in Second Life, has my Asperger's come to the fore as it would in First Life? Yes, there's always been a crossover for me. It depends on who I'm conversing with. Some people, they don't care. They don't care that I'm autistic or whatever. Other people are deeply interested because they may be autistic. They may have a child, as we've seen earlier, who is autistic. And whenever someone comes up, of course, I love to help. Love to give guidance from my limited personal worldview as I can, and hopefully that will encourage them to go forth, do more research, and better themselves. And ooh, Torley pants. You can take my textures and put them on your pants. Let's see. We're going over time right now. I certainly love to help answer your questions. Remember, if there's any I can't get in time, come to my office hours or send me an email. If you look up Torley Linden, my work account, look up the web tab and send me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And Libra, it might be I can't say. That's a generalism. You'd really have to ask who's doing that specifically. I can't talk about other people's motives. I can't talk about why I would do something. And why would I use Pokemon as shoes? Because they're Pikachu! That's why.